Hey guys, Opal here and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a toon-town build and this is on the beach. Honestly, this build was really hard to do, but we kind of got there in the end. I really wanted this build to feel quite natural, and that's kind of hard to do when you're working with these buildings. They're quite, I don't know, I would honestly call them really ugly. I remember seeing Minnie's house for the first time and I was just in shock. Like, I was mortified at what this house looked like, and I have to say I've gotten used to it a lot, and I know it's probably an unpopular opinion. I don't know why I feel like that, I just do. I just think that the colors are just not, they're just not, it's the texture, it's not the color, it's the texture. And especially when you place it next to Daisy's house and her house is like an even funnier texture, they just look weird together. I'll have to say I do like Mickey's house for the most part. I think it's still a little bit of a funny shape, but Goofy's house is really nice, so that's always a win, I guess. Anyways, the path that I'm doing is very just like natural, quite curvy. I really wanted to do some rocks on the sides of these paths, so that's what I did. It took me quite a while to line it all up, but I guess once this was done, it was a lot easier to go in and build. Usually when I am building, I kind of go in each section and build, like complete the section before moving on to a different section. But for this build, it was really hard for me to get inspiration and kind of finish each section. So we do go back and forth quite a bit in this video, just kind of placing some random things and then going back to another space. Foliage and trees, I went with all the basic kind of beach foliage, but I did add in some acacia trees. I don't know if these are beach trees. I think they're sunlit plateau trees, but I could be wrong. And then I also used some of the cactuses from Eternity Isle and also some plaza bushes in place of the beach bushes, because I just like the color a little bit better. I think that the beach bushes are a little bit too, I don't know, they're just kind of ugly to me, but that's also a personal opinion. I said on live stream, this was done on live, that I hated the popsicle bench, and a lot of people disagreed, so I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Honestly, I don't hate it as such. I just think that it's really hard to fit into your builds, especially if you're trying to do like a natural looking, not necessarily natural, but just like a realistic build. Like, and then you have a popsicle bench. I don't know, it works for like fairy kind of builds, that gives a good vibe, but you know, I'm not going to be putting it in my plaza or in my farms, you know what I mean? Anyways, this is Mickey's little area and I really like how kind of overgrown it is. The whole theme of this build is quite just like natural, and yeah, apart from these houses because they're pink, literally pink, but I think we kind of blend them in. I put a lot of foliage, lots of trees, and yeah, this is when the whole bench conversation came up when I used this bench. Anyways, no, it is a cute bench, just like I'm not going to use it in a in a city build. It honestly took me quite a while for all of these just like little details in the build, and I think it's just because it's on the beach. I think it is just because it's quite hard to, I don't know, make things look good and natural on the beach. I think the biggest problem comes from the pathing looking kind of weird, so in turn I feel like it makes everything else just look a little bit weird. For this little like semi-circle thing, I just put lots of beach, like stitch beach items, like the, what would you call it, the towels with the umbrellas, which I think look really cute here, and just a little life-saving I don't know what you call it. Anyways, I kept it quite simple though and really open because I wanted to keep the beach looking like a beach, because sometimes when I do beach builds I kind of block it off, so I was trying really hard to still make it feel like a beach. I also did this thing where I like pretend it's a boardwalk. I love doing this, I think it's so cute. And I also put some veggies over here. Then it was more rocks. It took me so long to do all of these rocks. Luckily I cut a lot of it out for you. And then I started working on Daisy's little area slash minis just at the back of her house, and I just did a little fountain area with some bush. It's a quite natural looking area. It kind of gives me like not museum, what's like an outdoor museum, I don't know what you would call it, just like a nice park, like a flower park. I don't know if other countries have that, I'm sure they do, but we have like outdoor places. I'm not explaining that well at all. anyways, just like a nice, I'm not even gonna keep going with it, I'm just gonna stop it right there. By this point we have most of the build done. I wouldn't say most of the build done, but like most of the structure of the build, which is really good. So I just do this, I'm not gonna go there. I'm doing this area, and then I go and do a little fire station, which I think looks so cute. And then we also have a little market area. We have Donald's house, which is super cute. And yeah, I think that's it for this build, and then some detailing. But all in all, I think by the end of this build everything comes together super nicely, and I'm really happy with this build, even though at the start I was really struggling with how to lay out everything and how everything was going to fit and still feel natural on the beach. I do also kind of love this little area. I have been loving putting, I'm not going to say this is a secret area, but just kind of like detailed areas behind houses. I did it in my Peaceful Meadow build, which was really cute. So this is when we start working on the other kind of half of the build, and this is more like the community area with the fire station and the market. And I just really love how the fire station turned out. We did a little like parking bay for the Toon fire trucks, which I absolutely love. I think it looks so cute. We also did this little clock tower area in here. I kept it quite natural with just some bushes and some seating, and yeah, I really love the look of it. I always really struggle, I'm not sure if it's just me, but I have this thing where I don't like seeing the rocks kind of pop out from like the corners or behind houses, like in the biomes. It just kind of annoys me, and that's another reason why I don't really like decorating on the beach, because we have that big rock wall and I just find it really hard to decorate. We do have those like big tall bamboo trees, which I tend to use quite a lot. But sometimes the bamboo trees just don't look good, especially if you're trying to do like a city or a town. But yeah, anyways, this is me doing the little toon-town area, and I just kind of tried to block it off. I wasn't quite sure at this point what I was trying to do, but we ended up using some asphalt, which looks really good in this area, especially as like a little park. I think it's really cute. I did try and like put stones around, and I'm not sure if I keep those. I do think they look a little bit funny. No, I don't keep those. Then I kind of just adjust these. Look at how cute those are though. I just think it's so adorable. To kind of block off the side, I just put some bushes and some trees like usual. That always does the trick. Then I went back to the side of the build to kind of add in an extra few things, like some barrels, this picnic blanket, and just some other like random items that will be good. I have been loving using, I'm not sure what that little foliage bit is, but this one that I'm placing now, I think it's really cute, and I never used to use them, but now I'm kind of obsessed with them. I think they're a really cute foliage piece, and I've been whinging about more foliage, so it's kind of nice to like discover something. Even though I know it's been there, I just haven't been using it, so it feels like a new item to me. Anyways, this is a little market area, and it's a kind of trust the process with this area, because I will not lie, it does look quite ugly, especially at this point, and it kind of looks ugly for most of the build until the end, because it did take me a very long time to kind of figure out how I wanted things to be laid out. I always find this area really hard to decorate just because of how kind of weird the shape is, and then we have to have 2 paths from that bridge to the other side of the biome. And I don't know, I just don't like how far away from the water we have to build, and it's not like an even grid, so that also makes it a lot harder. I did end up using the stitch truck on the other side of the market, which I think really kind of completes the market kind of feel. I also decided to extend the pathing quite a bit in this build, just because I really loved the kind of thick pathing walking down here, especially this area. I just think it looks really good sometimes, just doing like big chunky pathing. I kind of just skipped ahead a little bit because we weren't doing much. I was kind of just doing pathing and just adjusting pathing here and there. So now we're moving on to a little Moana area. I have been planning to put Moana in Eternity Isle at the docks. So her boat's kind of just like lonely in my valley at the moment. So I decided to kind of incorporate her boat into the Mickey and Friends build. And I do really like it here. I think it kind of matches quite well, and it doesn't really matter that it's the Moana boat. I think it still looks cute here. And here's when I add the little market truck to the market build. I know I use this item a lot. I use it in most biomes. It's such a beautiful item. It's amazing. It's so good. I love it so much, and I think I will continue to use it all the time, so I'm sorry in advance, but it's too beautiful not to use. I've been saying this for ages, but if they just give us a few more market things that we can mix and match with, it will make my life so much easier, because then I won't have to use the same items over and over and over again. I used the gazebo to kind of create this market look. I didn't want to use the red or blue stalls or the new other stalls, just because I've kind of been overusing them, and I wanted a kind of like a brighter look. And sometimes I feel like the other market stalls kind of look a little bit too rustic, which I know is weird to say because I'm using lots of barrels and rustic items, but I don't know, sometimes I'm just not feeling that vibe. And yeah, this day was one of those days. Oh, so yeah, in this live stream, someone came over to my valley, Coco came over to my valley, and I got this error. And when I got the error, nothing in my inventory was working correctly. And when I was placing things down, for some reason, they weren't actually placing, or they would like disappear. And I couldn't like touch items in my inventory. If anyone has that issue or that bug, please let me know, because I have absolutely no idea how or why. Really weird. So here's the final walkthrough of the build. Honestly, I think it's really cute, and I just love how it looks in the daytime or bright. I'm just super glad that my beach is fully decorated again. We have this little like normal beach area, which I think is also really cute. I don't really have a lot of these in my beach build, so this is quite nice to have. Obviously I have Goofy's little house and Moana's boat. And then over here is more like the pretty pink stuff, which I just love so much. This is that little garden area. Mr. Jack is paying a visit. And then we have the more like towny section with the fire station, the clock tower, and the whatever these are called, I forgot what they're called. And then we have the little market area with Donald's boat too. And yeah, here are some overview shots of the build. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully it gave you some inspiration. Bye bye.